friend Greybeard here with one more optcg gameplay video. Today we'll be playing Purple Luffy. Purple Luffy is a leader that allows you to ramp fast. It's kind of a trade, right? You give up on life to get active done. Very helpful to be able to drop big bodies fast or to go wide on your board. So we're playing Chu Mr. Chu's. It's a good card, can copy your opponent's character's power, 1k counter, and also ramps you a don, so sometimes it saves you a life. If you can drop it, you ramp and you don't need to ramp from your leader ability in trade of a life. For Magellans, very good, mainly in the black match, stalls your opponent and takes them off curve so they can't play that Gecko Moria that easy. Also consistent attacker, 5-4-6k with the leader ability. You can play it early in the game, so very good card. Playing for Kamasus, this is a good 2k counter. If you return a Dawn, you can KO a 2 cost or less, so you can deal with small blockers or those searchers, so your opponent can't attack you with them late in the game. I'm in between minds with this because there's also other 2k counters that we can run that can be searched. So definitely gonna replace it in Op09, but for now it's good because we don't have that many searcher cards, so yeah, it's very good. For 2k counters, Sanji, which is also a blocker. Rarely I played it as a blocker. Most of the time I pitch it for counter. But yeah, if you're in a situation where you really need a blocker or you need to establish a 6k to attack or finish a game, it's still viable. Pretty rare, but viable. 3 Lin-Lins, very good because late in the game normally you're low on life, so you can sustain with her, you can get a life back, and you can also get rid of something in the opponent's board, so very good card. 2 Kaidos, a very good finisher, board cleaner as well, so with his effect you can KO something and also, like with the rush, attack into something else in the board, cleaning 2 things, or you can even clear up a blocker and attack into the opponent's life. Very good. 4 Queens, basically a blocker that allows you to draw cards with -1 Dawn. 2 Laws, because in this meta a lot of our opponents like to have large hands, so it's good to reduce their hand size and establish a blocker. 2 Kids, it's very good to have your leader constantly at 6k, so this is a body that's a strong attacker and also allows you to pump your leader to make it harder for the opponent to hit you, or even like to hit your opponent harder. Uzohachi, that's a flexible 2k counter. You can pitch it for 2k or you can drop it to rest a blocker and finish the game, so very versatile. 4 Onamis, the new blocker that allows you to draw cards. It's the opposite of Queen, because the effect is first you trash a card and then you draw 2, but still pretty good. And it's also a 1k counter, searchable, so very good. 4 for Sangoro, which is part of our combo, very strong card, 5 cost, 6k, 1k counter, allows you to draw cards if you have 8 or more Dawn on the field, which is quite common with this leader. 4 Searcher Zoro, a strong attacker that allows you to search for your Straw Hat cards. 4 Luffy-taros, which doesn't have counter, but it's a 7 for 8k power, which allows you to establish another body when you drop him, so you can play another Straw Hat, purple Straw Hat with a cost 5 or less. So normally what we do is we drop him, we -1 Dawn, and we drop Sangoro, or we drop Onami, Sometimes out of his effect we also drop Zorojuro and search for a 2k counter. And we're also running 3 Jet Gatlings because this deck has a lot of bricks, so we can pitch them to a counter. Late in the game, normally you don't need a Magellan, so you can pitch it for Jet Gatling as well and get a 3k counter, so it's quite helpful. Yeah, so this is mainly the deck that we're running now, and so let's go to some gameplays and see how it goes. And here we go. Our opponent is Doffy, Blue Doffy, a meta deck in this season. Will be very good in OP09 as well. But if we see the right cards, we can stand a chance, because they go very wide on the board, but we also go wide, and I feel that our characters are a bit stronger. So let's start with a normal swing, 5k, because yeah, here we can ramp, and we also can play a Mr. Chu, ramp again. Here maybe we could have played the Mr. Chu first, and then attach this Dawn to attack with the leader. So the order here could have been different, and it would be a 6k attack. But well, now it's Dawn, so let's see what let's not repeat the same mistake, right? So a 6k attack, we can get out of this. This is an ideal attack for pitching a 2k. So they started doing their thing, right? Of Boa, Jinbe. So that's what their deck does. So yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's pretty good to be able to play from their deck as well. They can do that with the leader, because with the Boa now they sorted their top cards, and now they can just use leader ability to play them. The fact that they had a Boa on the board helped us, because our Mr. Chu now could get that buff of 5k, so hitting for 7k is very good. Let's also ramp a Dawn here, attack again, and we're ramping very aggressively, but because we want to start to establish our bombs earlier. Mr. Chu is doing its job here, so we could attack once. Now it ate one attack, so saved us a counter. Very good. And yeah, they'll probably do leader ability again. Bring another character, but this is a good one. Is a 6k power, so very good. Our opponent had a good start, and yeah, here we don't need this trigger now, because we're already at the maximum amount of Dawn that we need. We need 9 Dawn, but like that Kaido is not the right moment to play it now. That could be an option, to play the Kaido and try and clear a little bit the board, but we would go -5 Dawn, so we would go back to 4 Dawn. That's pretty aggressive. So yeah, let's just go with Captain Kid. It also helps us making our leader 6k consistently, so it's harder for our opponent to attack to it. They have to commit Dawn to attack, to use their leader ability anyway, so but makes also it also makes it easier for us to block their attack. Right, so let's try to clear board a little bit, see what our opponent does. Let's go for the Edward Weevil here. They let it go, okay, so it's good. That's a bit, that makes it a little bit even. They have 2 characters, we have 2 characters, but they are far ahead on life. This is a good attack to pitch that Jet Gatling, because we're at 6k, so it would take us to 9k. It's very good here. So, but we can also take it, because yeah, Jet Gatling is our only big counter card in hand, so yeah, maybe we can save it for now. So 7k here is a tough spot. We need to counter this, so let's give 2 cards here. 2 1ks. Unfortunately, we don't have any 2ks in hand. Pretty tough. And our opponent will attack. They don't find what they need from their leader ability, which is good for us. And here let's just pitch this the Jet Gatling, because we can't afford to go to 0 life in this situation. So first let's drop something before attacking with Kid, because it would be a waste of a Dawn to so let's just use this Dawn first before we attack with Kid. Yes, so we giving it to Magellan does the job here. We have, yeah, so we can drop that Queen this turn. I know that our opponent have will draw a Tiger Blade, and they can bottom deck 2 of our characters, but if they do that, they will spend a lot of their Dawn on the Tiger Blade, and that will make sure that they don't drop a lot of other characters and don't flood the board. So yeah, let's put some pressure on our opponents to use that Tiger Blade, right? Because that's 7 Dawn, so they won't be able to develop a lot of bodies if they do that. The downside of that is that we're giving for free our Queen blocker and our Magellan here. We got no value out of the Magellan because he was not KO'd. So we have to take this, but this is a very good card at this point. We remember that we don't need to bounce anything back to our opponent's life to use it, so we can deploy it and gain a life pitching the Magellan. So first let's go, yeah, let's put it down, recover our life. Let's pitch the Magellan for that. And here we're safe again. I don't think that our opponent has any rush cards in their deck. So situation doesn't look that good anymore for our opponent, because we are throwing heavy attacks on them. They have an empty board, we have 3 strong characters. They put down a blocker, that's very good. So the best that they could do here is to put another one. They get a free Dawn under their leader, which is quite good, quite helpful. They go again, they put another Dawn under their leader, and yeah, they'll use leader ability here for sure. So let's see what we get out of this. We have 3k counter, but we're consistently staying at 6k with our leader. That's quite good. We can put one of those characters back into their life, maybe one of the blockers. That will help a little bit here. For that we need to keep as much counter as we can in our hand, so maybe we should let this Kaido go, because we will need all the counter for the next rounds. Our opponent developed a lot of bodies now, so yeah, and we can maybe clear that Weevil. If our opponent doesn't protect it, they have a considerable amount of cards in hand. They let it go, so that's good. And let's hit their life now and try to bring them close to the end. They may have counter for this because they have a lot of cards in hand, so let's see. Well, they take the damage. That's pretty weird, because having that amount of cards in hand, it's I would expect them to have some counter available. Let's wait to see what they do. And okay, apparently they are trying to go for game. With an 11k attack we could counter this one, but like, no, we let's see what comes out of our life. And it's another 2k, so there's no chance here for our opponent. We can easily counter this out. We could even like use the 1k, but let's keep the blocker in hand. Also, like, their hand's pretty big, if we decide to, we could like law their hand before attacking, but let's just start hitting them to see what they can do about it. So it's a 10k attack that will demand at least 3 cards in hand if they have all 2ks. Well, they miscalculated because Gekomoria is not a 2k, so they took the damage. That's pretty weird and devastating at this point. And actually they didn't have counter in hand, so that's good. So GG. Okay, Rob Lucci. So yeah, very good. We have a Magellan in hand that is pretty much a problem for them, because it's something that they can't easily KO, right? They have to live with it. So yeah, very good, very good hand. Let's just ramp. Yeah, first let's attack. Probably our opponent will counter this. Oh, and they take the damage. Okay, so let's ramp, drop that Magellan. Now our opponent is off curve. If they had a plan, that plan is not the best. No, we can counter this out, so let's do it. And we should pitch that Onami. That Onami is very easy to KO for them, so here is not the best card to have. They play a Rebecca. They get back a Jack from trash. They are far from getting that Jack out in the field. And we get another Magellan. That's quite good for us. So yeah, let's play it for sure. So first let's attack. Let's go all out. Attack for 6. Get some counters out of our opponent's hand. We're eating some cards here. That's quite good. And let's put them back 1 down and make sure that they don't have, they get like more distant from their Morias, and even like stall a little bit more the game for their bombs. Those 2 Magellans are a problem for them, because either they KO those Magellans and they go back to Dawn, or they have to constantly deal with a pressure of 6k attacks. Rob Lucci is a deck that doesn't have that many counter cards, so they rely on bringing them back to hand from trash with Moria, Rebecca, and all those things. So yeah, it's becoming, I would say that it's getting tough for our opponent. They are not in their happy moments here. Their hands shrinking pretty fast. So yeah, let's go for this Hina here, just to remove an attacker, but our opponent decides to block with Rebecca. I'm not sure that was the right thing to do. Hina is a 5k attacker, so... But yeah, our opponent has a tough decision to either get rid of those Magellans and set back into Dawn, or live with them. So even if they decide to kill the Magellans, they'll have to commit some Dawn for that. It would be either that or take off that Sangoro, which draws us cards. I see that they chose to... Okay, so they may have a Lucci in hand. What else they can do here? Okay, they played the Helm Apple, but now they screwed because they only have 3 Dawn. I think that our opponent screwed the play. Yeah, very... Oh, okay, and they concede. Yeah, alright, okay. I think that they should play through, but that's it. Okay, GG. And against Yamato, so... Yeah, we can mulligan this hand, maybe search for more counter power and more blockers. This seems to be a good hand. There are different ways to build Yamato, so let's see what our opponent has for us. Yamato is very strong, so yeah, if they go all in the first attack, rarely you want to counter this. But let's ramp. That's a good one. So yeah, that's pretty good actually. We're at 3 Dawn already. So yeah, still waiting for our opponent. I don't think they have much more to do at this point. Our hand is not that bad, so we go for 5 Dawn here. At 5 Dawn we can ramp or we can put down a blocker. Against Yamato is kind of good to have blockers out, because a 6k is easier to defend than a 5k. So if they put whenever they attack us, now one hit we can try to control for 6k instead of 5k, try to counter for 6k instead of 5k. Yeah, blockers are good against Yamato, but on the other hand, they normally run Hody Jones, so we have to be aware of that. Late in the game, we can't rely on having even 2 blockers out, because they can tap both. So let's see what we can do here. I'm still not sure what build they are playing here. They have that killer, the blocker killer. They're trash, so not sure about what they are playing. They are just attacking for 8. This one we can counter out, and we miscalculated. We should have given 2-2Ks. We had 2-2Ks, but actually we should have blocked with queen and give a 2K and a 1K. That would be better. So yeah, just like you click first and then like it's too late, right? But okay, that's not a problem. Let's pitch this Magellan. Doesn't seem to be very useful here anymore. We can attack with queen here because we have 2 of them, so we can try to cause some damage. Our opponent takes the hit, and they are thinking, yeah, they have a trigger. Their leader goes to 6K, and that's it seems like they have a Land of Wano build. So yeah, it's very different, very different from most of the builds I saw around or I faced. But yeah, let's see what they have. They have a lot of cards in their hand, so that shouldn't be a problem for them. We also have a lot of cards in our hand. We have a considerable amount of counter power, which is quite good. Having 3 life helps here. We're not in a range of like 1 hit from leader plus Hody Jones and dying. We can block this one. Now let's do the right thing. We did wrong at first, but now we can block and give a counter. So here, let's do our combo. We can play Luffy-taro, develop a Sangoro from that. So -1 down, Sangoro out. That's starting to be... Our opponent should start to be concerned here, I guess, because like we have 4 characters out, 2 of them are blockers, they have just 1 blocker. And they keep doing the same stuff, like they put our back into life, which helped, so they ate 1 hit and now they went back to 6K. It's a pretty good idea actually, it's very interesting. Not sure how consistent the entire deck is, but this cycling of having that card back on top of life and putting it back when they get hit to get +1K for the leader is pretty interesting. So they're at 9 down. This is the turn that we could see a Hody around. They must establish bodies here because... Oh, and they put down a Rush Yamato. That's fine because they have to commit Dawn to attack with that, so it's not like too bad for us. So even to do a normal 5K attack, they will have to commit something here, which is good. They go for 6K. So we can counter this out for pitching Uzohachi. We could keep that Uzohachi to rest the blocker, but we don't need that at this point. We can just protect this attack with queen, but like we also didn't need that Uzohachi for now. The situation doesn't seem like out of control. We have a Luffy-taro, we have a Sangoro, we'll be able to draw cards. So first let's see what we get out of a Sangoro attack. So yeah, let's see what don't want to give too many cards to them, so let's go to let's attack their character. The board also, like, clearing this out is one less character to attack us. We get a Jet Gatling that is very helpful, because before we had a 2k and a 1k, now we have an extra 3k. We can still swing, but now to take them down in life, and we can put down that Captain Kid as well, because getting a plus 1k consistently through our turn and the opponent's turn is very good. Makes it harder for them to attack on us. Also makes us stronger to attack on them. So yeah, this kid should be the right play here. And now I can just go for 6 on 5. Either they have a 2k or they take the damage. Their hand size is not that big, but they still had a beige. We can attack with this queen because they might tap it as well, so why not, right? If they have a Holdy Jones, they will end up tapping it. We have 6k in counter power. That's quite good. 6k in counter. 6k in counter power plus 3 life. That's good enough. And they play another blocker, so it's not concerning for us at this point. Because just another Momonosuke. They put that character back into their life, Hiyori, and they go 10k. 10k is a very good number here, not gonna lie. We can counter that out. So yeah, let's do that. Let's counter this. We can do this, give a 2k as well, and we don't wanna get hit by a double attack yet. Our opponent can still attack with a Momonosuke into something. Let's see what they choose from our board. We have 1k counter, so if they choose our Luffy-taro, we can still protect him. I feel that they should go here for the Sangoro because it was a granted kill and would prevent us to draw cards. So let's first attack with the Sangoro, draw cards, see what we get. That's the best to do before we spend any Don, because the cards that we draw may change the course of our actions. 6 on 6. They may have a 1k here, so they may pitch it. But we're trying to get those counters out of their hand. So let's see what they do. And our opponent is taking their time. Probably they are deciding. Yeah, they decide to pitch a 1k here. It's kind of harsh because they know that that character is going anyway, so I believe that they are trying to swallow as many hits as they can. So that's a granted kill, right? Yeah, either they were gonna block and then the other Momonosuke would die, but they would give us more targets for the attack, so yeah, letting it go was the right thing to do. So yeah, let's gain a life here. Put that Momonosuke to the bottom of their life because it's a card that doesn't have counter. And actually we can add that to the top because if we add it to the top, we know that we're giving a non-counterable card, and we want them to spend Dawn to cast that Momonosuke, because if they do that, they won't be able to drop a big bomb. We don't want them to drop a big bomb here, so giving them back the Momonosuke is kind of good. Even that they can run the same combo again, so they can play the Hiyori and play the Momonosuke and get a life back and get a blocker. That stalls a little bit more the game, but still, we want them to commit their Dawn trying to defend instead of trying to attack. And that's exactly what they do, right? They go back to the same play, and that won't save them. We did that for a reason, so we put that Momonosuke back on top because we wanted them to commit their Dawn. Now they will probably throw a 9k attack on us, and that's fine. We can block that, or yeah, no, 9 on Luffy-taro we should block. If it was on us, we could consider to take it, since we're at 4 life, but definitely not giving that Luffy-taro for free. And let's attack with Sangoro and see what they have for us. There we go. Oh, and this is actually perfect, right? We can gain a life if we decide to and put something back into their life, but like there is no need for that at this moment. We don't need to sustain more. We have 4 life, so that's pretty much it. We can close game here, so why not, right? Let's see what our opponent has. They still have a blocker, right? So they can still block something. But yeah, they give up. It's GG here. They wouldn't have too much to do. And a match against Vegapunk. Vegapunk's getting some attention recently. It's a strong deck. I think that people still didn't find it its full balance, but it's very strong. Our opponent starts. Okay, they play this Atlas. Yeah, she can be KO by battle, so in our case that card will live free in the board, because unless we get a Kaido and KO it using effects, it will just be there. Unfortunately, in our build we only have Kaido that's able to KO something like this card with an effect, so yeah, it will just sit there and we will have to handle 6k every turn. Not so yeah, not the worst of our problems now, but because we can establish a queen and use the queen to block the Atlas. Okay, so a Lilith, and our opponent draws more cards, so yeah, they're doing great at this moment. We should counter this out because we can, right? So why not? Just pitch a 2k. Okay, let's see if they pass the turn now. Yeah, and they play a Luffy for free, use the effect, KO or Zorojuro. Yeah, they are in a good position here, so maybe we should consider to do our combo here. That's what we're known for. So start to spam the board, so our opponent feels the pressure, because they could play 2 characters, but also they are still at 1 life, so eventually they will have to start to, instead of playing characters, putting things in their life, otherwise they won't have they won't be able to survive. Let's see what they have for us. And yeah, they should be able to put something into their life now that would give them more certainty, but they prefer to go a different route and play Onami, KO our Sangoro. Yeah, that's pretty much the right thing to do, since we would be drawing cards every turn. They don't want that. So yeah, here we can counter this out, but we may need the blockers, so, and also we need card draw. So we gave the 2k. We could do differently, go with give them the Onami and then give them the 2k, but still we want to save the blockers. They go wide very fast, so yeah, we want to maintain as many blockers as we can in our hand. They let Lilith go. That's so they don't have a lot of cards in their hand. So at this point we could consider to, so we have to still attack them and make sure that they don't get a lot of value from putting cards back in their life. Otherwise it will be an infinite game and eventually they outgrind us and have a lot of cards in their life. So yeah, let's do our combo again, see if they have another Nami to KO our Sangoro. At least our Luffy-taros are safe. That's quite good. So yeah, we have we're still not in too much of a trouble, right? Doesn't seem like. Here, let's give them the Nami. See what they do. They go 5 again. Let's give them one of the queens. Our hand size is very small at this point, but their leader can't attack, so they only have one more attack. That's good. They could go out of our Luffy-taro. We can protect if they just go like 9k. Let's see. They also run that rush ace. So that's something that we can see as well. We may see as well. Let's see. Oh, and they play a Bonnie. They put a Dawn under it. They want to grant that they want to make sure that they will draw 2 cards. So yeah, they'll get it. There is no way we're trying to counter that. We not even had the counter for that. So yeah. And here's Kaido. So yeah, it's not the best situation here for us now. We can we can check what Sangoro will give to us, but also our opponent will be able to bring back, once we hit them, they'll be able to bring back that blocker from trash with the event. Here is a point that we could KO that Atlas, but because we're at less life than our opponent. But honestly, we should just keep pressuring. Try to make our opponent feel that they have to control our body, our board, and KO our bodies. So let's see what they do against a 6k. If they don't have it, it's a good sign. Okay, they do have the counter. So let's go 8k, and the chances for them to have this are pretty slim. So they will bring back the blocker, but that's, well, the blocker is gone because we will activate our Kaido here, and yeah, definitely KO that blocker and go for a game. Our opponent already gave us the sign that they don't have 2Ks in hand, so yeah, it's pretty much game now. I don't think that they would have anything to get out of this. So GG, very good match. Yeah, and this is a quite strong deck. As we could see, the ramp's insane. This card helped us a lot, making our leader 6k, but shout out to Magellan in the Rob Lucci match. I believe that Rob Lucci just rage quit because they had like 2k counters in their hand. They could try a little bit more, they still had life, but yeah, this for black decks, this is pretty annoying, and our opponent couldn't deal with it. So yeah, it was definitely a VIP in that match, but the most important card in this deck and the great addition from the starter decks are those two cards. They play very well together. So yeah, this deck's very nice to play. Becomes even stronger in OP09, and so you should give it a try. So try it out and let us know how you do it. So thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week again. Thanks.